Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I am a communications and relationship expert. I also teach self-government all over the world. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to get rid of OCD, negative thoughts. I have a lot of experience working with people with OCD because I did treatment foster care for a lot of years for youth ages 12 to 18, and many of them struggled with OCD tendencies. Now, many of us have little OCDs, but some people have the really hard ones. Those negative and fearful obsessions that come in their minds again and again. Things like they're not good enough, things like self-damaging or self-deprecating thoughts. Those types of OCD thoughts can really take a person to depression or worse quickly. And in this video, I want to share with you key strategies that you can use or teach someone so that they can help conquer those negative OCD thoughts. I'm going to share with you 4 things that you can do. Step number 1 is to make a plan. So you've got to decide ahead of time what you're going to do when the negative thought comes. Now, I know that sometimes it seems like that negative thought just can't be stopped because of how obsessive it feels, because you keep ruminating on it again and again. What you need to remember is that you can control your thoughts. And one of the key things that you can do to control your thoughts is to plan ahead of time how you will think in a certain circumstance. Even if it seems difficult, it is possible. But sometimes it does take a little bit of practice. So what is your plan going to be when you get that next negative thought that comes your way? Part of my plan is to recognize when I'm having one of those thoughts, negative thoughts. Step number 2 is to challenge the thought. So once you've recognized there is a negative thought coming into my head, maybe the thought is, I'm no good. Maybe it's a thought that would make you feel bad about yourself. You need to challenge it and say, wait a minute, where is that thought coming from? Is that thought true? How do I know it's true? You can start asking questions that will undermine the thought very quickly. Or you can just say, that thought is not true. You can challenge it that simply. Just because you have a thought does not make the thought true. So a thought is just a thought. You can think negative thoughts, lying thoughts. I know that because I used to do acting for many years. My father was a play director, so I was kind of raised on a stage. And you can pretend anything. You can pretend you have any backstory you want. You can pretend that you have aggression. You can pretend that you're meek and helpless. You can pretend anything. Your brain is that powerful. So you need to remember that sometimes your brain can even pretend and fool you. So if you get a thought that seems like not a good thought, then you should feel, oh, that's not a good thought. And then say, wait a minute, that thought is not true. What is the truth? The truth is every person has worth. The truth is I'm valuable. The truth is there are people that care about me. I remember one day talking to a young man who was struggling with these types of negative thoughts that were in his mind. And he started to tell me how no one really cared about him, how he didn't really matter, his life didn't matter to anybody else. And I looked at this young man and I said, you're wrong, because I'm talking to you right now. And I deeply care about you. In fact, all of these people around you that have told you to talk to me all care about you. That is the truth. People are expending lots of effort. Even you are expending effort because you know you're valuable. You know you shouldn't be stuck in this type of frame of mind. That's what's true. You're valuable to everybody. All of a sudden, he held himself a little higher. It was as if he just needed someone to remind him of what the truth really was. Challenge the thoughts. Those thoughts are just ideas. They can be shifted just as quickly as they came. So the third step is to replace the thought with the truth. So we've got step number 1, plan for what you're going to do when you get a bad thought. Step number 2 is challenge it. Step number 3 is replace it with whatever the truth is. Step number 4 is to give the bad thought a no answer. So in the Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, we teach 4 basic skills to parents and children. One of those 4 basic skills is accepting a no answer or criticism. So the steps to accepting a no answer are to look at the person or the situation, to keep a calm face, voice, and body, to say okay, or to disagree appropriately, and then to drop the subject. So if I have a thought in my head that is a self-deprecating thought or some sort of negative OCD thought, then I'm going to challenge it. Wait a minute, how come I'm having this thought? What's the truth? And then I'm going to tell the thought, no. No, you don't get to be in my head. And then I'm going to drop the subject. Sometimes to drop the subject, you have to distract yourself. You have to start thinking about something else besides that thought. Sometimes we make a mistake and think that if we think about it enough, the thought will go away. But usually if you continue to think about it, the thought remains. So it's important that you've decided ahead of time as part of your plan what you will think about when those negative thoughts come. Maybe you will have some sort of a hobby or some sort of a song that you sing. That was something that I used to do whenever anything negative would pop into my mind, is I would sing or hum a song that I had that was uplifting, maybe something that would remind me of truths that I needed to remember in times when I was being attacked with lies or thoughts in my head that I didn't want to have control me. Before I tell you this next step, I want to invite you to go to teachingselfgovernment.com after this video. There's so much more information there that you can use. There's even a Calm Parenting Toolkit that's completely free, and there's a link to it in the description below this video. So click the link, go to teachingselfgovernment.com, and make sure that you find out more information about the skills and principles of self-government, because they are going to help you and the people you love get rid of those negative thoughts that keep stopping them from progressing in the way they would like to. We don't get to control every single thought that pops into our head, but once we recognize a thought is there, that is when we can take control. And I know that practicing these 4 simple steps makes a huge difference at maintaining control of our own thoughts. Those negative OCD thoughts are debilitating sometimes, but we can take the steps to stop from being trapped. There is so much more information that I could give you about the topic of self-government, controlling your own thoughts, and your own destiny. But I need more time. So I've created another video with a class in it called The Expectation Trap versus the Cycle for Success. Click on the link to that class now, and you will get more information that you need about controlling your thought patterns and creating more successful days for you and for your family.